to our live.
Where's the camera on your phone? Over
It's
here?
right over there, and we're good. All right.
All right.
I'm just making
Hi,
sure
guys.
that it is there. All right. So welcome
We
to
are-
our...
We're getting ourselves together.
We're getting
here.
ourselves set up
It's
here.
a little dark. We planned on doing this earlier. So we have some news to share with you guys, as well as some a couple of things. And what do you want to start with? What's up? What do you think we should start with?
Well, first of all, it's been a while. So I know we said that we were taking a break for the holidays, and today is not a... Well, today is a holiday.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to be dark going these last 2 weeks, and we have been pretty well going dark last 2 weeks.
Yeah. This is going to be a quick live because we have something we want to share with you guys. So.
Yep. But at this point, we don't have we don't have any reason why not to go live. There's a lot of things that's happened the last couple of weeks, and we're going to talk about one thing that's happened sort of yesterday that was pretty earth-shattering, eye-opening, and that we feel like we want to share with you guys.
Yeah, and then we'll share our new development, something that's going to happen starting today. We could have died.
We almost died yesterday. I gotta get this open to get the comments.
Hold on, Will's opening the comments, so we're gonna get to this on the phone so that I can look at him on the phone while he's talking, because he's dying to talk your heart out tonight.
Well, we haven't. I missed answering comments, and we haven't had a video in a while, so I do miss this. But
It's been 2 weeks.
But we almost died yesterday, and that was not a good thing. I don't know when that is a good thing.
Hold on one second. He's getting the comments up, and then we're gonna get rolling.
All right, but anyway,
you want me to do it?
Yeah, and then we're going from there. All right, so last night we had an issue.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna just lower the volume there because you can probably hear ourselves, listen to ourselves, and that's not really good.
All right, so start with what happened with the drone. The comments are on the bottom, right?
I assume so.
Okay.
All right.
Talk about the drone.
So 2 days ago, we're finally at a point in Spain. By the way, we're in Spain now. We're not Italy, although the next video is coming out from Italy, in which we were able to go out in shorts and a t-shirt and be able to walk on the beach.
The night before, we had the coldest day we've had since traveling, and there's been a lot of cold days.
Right, we were at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, so 0 degrees Celsius, and we're already in Spain, but for some reason, just the weather's not been our friend. And finally, the gods have aligned.
We were like a bear coming out of hibernation, guys. It was warm. We were like, we're going to the beach. And so as we were heading to the beach, we were driving through the rice fields, and they were fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I'll keep track of it if you want me to.
Okay.
They were absolutely fabulous, and of course Will said this will be great to drone the camping car, driving on the small road between the two different bodies of water and the rice fields.
Because it's really actually not that hard to do.
Right.
You just need to sort of have it up in the air and have no cars in the background.
So.
Are you seeing it at all? No.
I'm looking.
Okay. If you guys are leaving comments or something like that, let us know or give us a thumbs up just to make sure. So I do apologize. We will catch up with those. I do promise on that one.
Okay.
But essentially, we flew the drone up in the air, and it was an amazing day. It was
amazing day.
And
I took off driving Lemonade, and then Will flew the drone while I was driving.
Yep. And then next thing you know, I was flying it too close, and I hit a power line, and the drone sort of crashed into the power line, plunged into the water.
Yeah.
This is an area that was okay to fly. I got the green all over the place, and there was no sort of notifications, but there was just a power line, and unfortunately I got too close. So it fell into a body of fresh water, which was good because it didn't necessarily crash or structurally inhibit anything that happened there. And I dried it off. Luckily, like I said, fresh water, so I got into rice and everything was fantastic.
So we looked online of what we should do to save it, and we still don't know if it's dead or not yet because it's been on a body of rice. But the drone and the battery we put on rice, and then
not ice, but rice.
Yeah. Did I say ice?
No.
Oh.
I was just having fun with it.
Rice. Oh. And then we went to bed. Yesterday morning.
So fast forward,
yeah,
almost like 20 hours from that point. So we go to bed, and we have everything on rice.
Now, Will and I we don't sleep with anything on in the camping car, even if it's cold. We get it really warm in here, and then we shut everything off before we go to sleep. We don't have electric blankets. We have a fake candle with a battery. We don't run candles at all. We minimize any type of possibility of anything catching on fire or killing us in the middle of the night. So, excuse me, it is Spain, and it's dark at 6 a.m. and people are sleeping. No one is up at 6 a.m. around here. So
no,
we woke up, right? When we woke up at 6 a.m., we woke up to lemonade, our camping car full of
Engulfed
smoke.
in smoke.
And I woke up, I was the first one awake, and I said, oh my gosh, fire! And so we sent the kids to the main desk to get help, and I went outside to find help from someone else, and Will stayed in here, and he couldn't find the source of the smoke. So I'm going to let you continue from there while I check comments.
So essentially, while we are trying to figure out what on earth is going on, because we just woke up and we're ingesting all this smoke, and it's really just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the funny part is that we did not even wake up on our own. We woke up because she heard our hamster scurrying around.
I think that's woke me up, because he is a silent wheel, but it's not really silent. He's nocturnal. So I'm making the assumption that I didn't just wake up because I smelled smoke. If that was the case, a lot of people that have died from that wouldn't have died. I think it might have startled him, and he started moving around, which woke me up.
And it was crazy, absolutely nuts. And we woke up and we're like, she's like, there's a fire in here. I'm like, what?
I know.
There's a fire in here?
We couldn't even see
in front of us. And we got all the kids out, and then everyone sort of went outside, and we just started opening up windows because we thought, number one, it was outside, and it wasn't outside. And then we thought, number two, we're like, where's it coming from?
I went outside to get help.
Because I figured something wrong with our fridge.
I figured when Will found it, there would be so many flames, he would just come out and leave it. But I mean, guys, this isn't like it's a palace here. It's really small. It's 21.5 feet, or just under 7 meters.
Yep.
And we could not find the source of it. It seemed like literally 10 minutes, but it was really, Will thinks it was probably only about a minute and a half. I had taken the hamster out. The kids went to get help, and they weren't back yet. I saw a lady outside. I asked her if she could help us. I came and I got the hamster and was getting ready to go back in again to see if I could help Will out. And he came out with a plastic container.
With a plastic container which had our
rice.
Our rice
and our lithium battery.
With a lithium-ion battery that came out of the drone. I fly a Phantom 4 drone.
Now the battery
never served me wrong in the slightest at all.
And the battery did not have, it wasn't buckling from damage. It didn't have anything oozing out of it.
Yep. It
wasn't dented. Nothing. We've obviously at this point learned that if a lithium battery is in any type of a tumble, just get rid of it. It melted the plastic. And then Largo's a pretty restless sleeper, and so he sleeps right beside where it happened.
Right, so
he kicks his blankets off and his stuffed animals.
So we have two kids, in case you don't know. We have Largo and Avalon, 113, 110, and Largo sleeps right next to where we had
that's what it did to the blanket.
Everything all stored. And it was brutal. We think that if we were not woken up by our hamster Sunshine, that we might have woken up and things might have ignited really big time, because this was right next to where we keep all of our clothing, and that's just a tinderbox waiting to happen.
And I mean, if you know camping cars pretty well, they're not made that great. They're quite flammable, and we knew that going into it, and so we've made a real effort to minimize the possibility of that. We have a smoke detector. It is smoke and carbon monoxide. It is 6 months old. We test it regularly, and it says it's functioning. It's not due to expire for 10 years. It failed us. It didn't work, and I don't know why. It's still saying it's working.
This is our.
So if you have one of those, get rid of it.
We bought it on Amazon. I'm not blaming Amazon, although Jeff Bezos, I'm sure you're not keeping tabs on which ones work, which ones don't, but this one does not work. This is a kiddie fire alarm that is both combination smoke and carbon monoxide.
We do have a fire extinguisher as well.
The model number is 10SCO.
And we have a fire extinguisher, but we couldn't find the source of it. So, you don't really need it until you find the source. But we are prepared. At the time, you're just in survival mode, right? So you're just trying to get everything out and everyone's safe, and you're not thinking about what could have happened. After the fact, once we kind of everything, we opened up the windows and aired it out, and it's actually, the smell is almost completely gone, which has really been great. It's been really warm and windy, so we opened the windows, we cut up some onions and some apples and put those out and absorbed some of the smell.
We did like 8 loads of laundry
yesterday. We washed
yesterday.
everything yesterday. Everything smelled.
It was awful.
And once we started thinking about it, we really started to get, we're grateful. We're always grateful for our life, how we get to live this. We work really, really hard. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but I am a bit. We work really hard to keep this lifestyle.
But we walked out of the RV when it happened yesterday morning. It happened at 6:30 in the morning. We walked out saying, wow, that was just crazy. Because you never walk out thinking big picture, like, oh my gosh, we almost died. And we
And
just
once
we just walked out going, oh my gosh, look, we have to pick up. And then once the dust settled,
we said, wow, we could have died.
we almost
the smoke could have got us
died
and we could have not
yesterday.
woken up, or the flames could have just been so, big and around us. I don't think, I don't want to sit here, we're not motivational speakers. I don't want to sit here and preach.
Because that is truly not our style.
No.
No.
And I don't think, some people might look at this and say, well, we all need a reminder. And occasionally maybe we do need a reminder too. But I'm pretty solid on that we're living the life we need to be living. And, we all should be doing that, right? I mean, if there's something about your life that you're waiting till next month or next year, or when you retire, is now the time to change it? Like if you knew this was your last day, would you do it differently? Would you do it differently? I mean, we don't really talk about this. We live, we live the way we do, and we live our path, and it's not always easy because we definitely go against, the masses and what's acceptable, and we don't get too much criticism about our choice, but it's definitely not what people would consider normal, even though we consider it our normal.
Yep.
We're grateful every day. We are always finding ways to kind of streamline stuff and get more time as a family and more time with our kids. But are there, how about you? If that was it for us, is there something you're missing out on?
I mean, it's funny because we've now gone live on Instagram and on Facebook because we have audiences on each, and we saved sort of YouTube for last because we want to make sure we sort of got everything right because I don't know, I love this platform more than any other one, but essentially, but we do love Instagram quite a bit.
Instagram, I love Instagram.
We do. We have quite a decent following there. But I mean, what would I do different? I mean, I answered it there, and I'll answer it the same again. Sort of even thinking about it now. I mean, the only thing I wish we would do, it was spend more time with the kids.
More time with the kids.
It's. I mean, we spend 24 hours a day in this camping car.
But it's not
24
always,
hours a day with our kids in this camping car.
But it's not 24 hours of our attention, right? Because we're working, we're schooling,
Right.
we're adventuring, we're dealing with things like laundry and groceries and stuff
Right.
like
we
everyone
have
does.
one foot in sort of regular reality every day because we're adults, we're caring for kids, and we have no choice. I think one of the things that gets left behind more than we'd like to are the kids because, we're adults, we're responsible, yada, yada, yada. You know what?
Yeah.
That's fine. You can find a way to become more in tune with your kids and still be responsible if that's the choice that you make.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, we can do better with that.
Yeah, I think we always can with everything in our life. I think we can, and it, like I said, I don't really need a reminder, but it's always nice to have that little kind of nudge, like,
Yep.
wow, could this have been our last day? Could we have died from this? And the possibility, obviously, when something like this happens, is yes, it could have.
Right, and then Ken left a comment saying, oh my goodness, that sounds crazy, and
it was crazy. We're still processing it now. And it's a lot to process.
I mean,
right?
how do you process it is a question of sort of how do you maintain it and how do you process it for us. I think it's two things. Number one is how do you process it, saying how do you identify what just happened and how do you realize sort of what we've done and how do you interpret that to yourself?
Yeah.
Meaning that, if you have a lot of things going on, do you just say, I'm not going to get stressed out about it. It's life and it happens, and let it all sort of life take its course on you and say, I'm not going to let it stress me out? Or do you take it 180 degrees the other direction, saying, I have all these things that are annoying me. I don't need these things annoying me in my life.
I'm going to remove them.
I'm going to remove them. And for us, it's really that's where we want to be. We want to be at the point where we say, there's things that annoy us and we do it because we feel like we have to, but there's nothing really holding us to it.
There's not too many things we do like that, frankly, guys.
Right.
When we started traveling, we made the decision to do, to be conscious of other people's feelings. Obviously, we're not like mean people, but there's a lot of things we don't commit to or do anymore because it's just not in line with our goals. And just not things that we want to do,
Right.
So that being said,
I'm no longer combing my hair.
He's no longer an accountant.
That's it. I am
He's giving up on combing his hair. Let's just go. Family says we just found you guys last week and love your channel. We plan to move in France ASAP in 2018. Awesome.
That is so cool.
Where are you going to move in France? We love France.
And can
a
we
lot.
help you?
Yeah, that too. That's very cool.
Yep.
I love it. Oh, I think I just did something here. What did I do? Okay.
That's
It's
okay.
back. All right. So we're currently in Spain. We're not going to talk too much about us just because those of you who are new, we're going to start going live on either Fridays or Saturdays for a chat. So we'll share more there.
Right.
We just wanted to kind of let everyone that's been here for a while, and those of you that knew, that we have a new development. So we put it out on Instagram and Facebook and said, you know, what's this big reveal we're going to share with you? And it's so funny, the comments we got.
It's not the fire, by the way.
Yeah.
The fire is more the reason why to share today, because we want to make sure that you guys realize with the new year. That
yeah, it's a new year. Like, are you living
to
that
make
life?
sure you're living the life that you want.
And not just because we're thinking about, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. It's not just because we're trying to get everyone traveling, although we would love to get everyone traveling because we think it's super cool and we want more people out here. But it's also to just, you know, say, are you living the life you want? And what is that? And if it is travel, great. If it's gardening, if it's settling down from traveling for years, if it's having more children, if it's, you know, making children you have more independent, whatever the case may be, I think it's really important that, you know, there is no promise of making it to your 70s, 80s, beyond, right? So, you know, you want to live that life. I mean, be responsible, of course, but you want to live your life, there is no promise, right? There's no promise. Why do I keep itching like this? I'm so sorry, guys. I did that on Facebook and Instagram. I was itching, and I'm like, I don't mean that, man.
If you worked for Disney, you'd be fired.
I know, I'd be fired, huh?
Yep.
Anyway, so that's the deal. So our big reveal here. Let's see. Let's just go family. Let's just go family. No idea. We just went to Paris, but we loved where you guys went as well. Still deciding. We have 3 girls, 6, 4, and 10 months. Perfect age to go.
That is the perfect age to go.
Perfect. Younger the better.
Because
yep.
Because it
the
is
travel. If you're going to travel long term, if you're just going for a year. That's fantastic.
It's perfect for them to go because then it just becomes part of their normal psyche.
Yeah. And if you're going for a year, great. If you're planning on going long term, this will become their new normal. So when people say to you, well, you're not living a normal life. Well, you know, I think our life is very normal. This is our normal. This is what our kids identify as their normal. So the younger you start, the more their normal becomes, you know, whatever that is.
You don't see a reflection of the phone back in the...
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now they know we're on a phone. Oh. Anyway, message us if you have any questions. All right, so the big reveal. No, we're not having a baby.
No.
We love babies, but we have 2 big babies, and we're not going to have any more.
No, we're not dumping the RV.
To go on a boat. No,
although that almost happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, if we lost the RV, what would we have done? I don't know.
I don't know. We'd have to get
the boat is the next plan, but that's not happening now. No, we are not going to have our own TV show. I can't even imagine Will and I on a TV show. Of course, we're more than willing to go and have a TV show. However, we need to control the editing because we don't want them editing like they do on reality TV to make us look like.
But it's
just make our life look like something it isn't.
Our story is so unique that even if they tweak it a little bit, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you guys,
we want control of
agree,
that.
let me
That's
know.
why we have YouTube.
Give us a thumbs up if you agree with that.
And are we building a community village? I love these. I feel like what we have to share is so anticlimactic.
Okay,
but isn't that a cool one?
So here's the thing about this community
village
thing.
You know, these are off our community on social media thinks we are much more interesting and extravagant than we really are.
So we are not sort of the one to say, oh, we want to be one like-minded individuals, because I look at that and this is maybe pontificating, but
we don't like that word.
I like being around people I like, not like-minded people. So
I find great learning and awesome experiences being around people that are not like us.
Right.
However, I draw the line. I don't care about religion. I don't care about politics. However, if you're racist or chauvinistic, not interested in being around you. Not even remotely. Those are the 2 things where we draw the line. If you have a different opinion on other things, we're totally fine. But racism, chauvinism, homophobic, all that stuff, check it at the door.
I mean, it all goes around being a good person.
Yeah. So what's our big share? Our big share is we are...
And today's part of it, and this is what we're doing right now, is actually part of it, although not intentional.
You want to talk about that first?
Well, we're going to be doing the live stuff, and we're going to be doing that every week going forward, starting today, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's going to be on Fridays or Saturdays, we don't know yet.
We haven't decided yet.
We have to decide what's best for the family.
Yeah.
But if you're in a time zone right now and you think that Friday or Saturday is best for you, let us know, because we're still in the planning stages.
Yeah.
You know, we're thinking Fridays around
Probably around 6 our
around
time.
6
So
p.m.
6 CET.
CET, which is noon time, East Coast US, around 9 a.m. West Coast time,
And Australia.
Los Angeles, and Australia is too early to wake up. Unfortunately.
You can watch the playback.
Right. It'll be
But the
around like
biggest
4
thing
a.m. or
is
something
that
like that.
we are about 2.5 months behind on our YouTube videos because we are schooling, traveling, adventuring, working our Worldtowning business, and there's not enough of Will to go around to edit. So
we are super behind.
He is going to produce a video a day going forward, starting tonight. To
And this
catch
is
us
the big
up,
one because we said
catch
it.
us up to real time.
We said it in Facebook, but Facebook people don't necessarily watch YouTube 100%. We said it on Instagram, but that's not always the same audience either. But we're saying it to you
Now,
guys.
so now you guys have to hold us
So
accountable.
you guys, I'm telling you, because you're going to be there going, okay,
Will, where's that
the
video?
And if I don't bring it out there, don't lynch mob me. Now, when we say daily, we mean like 5 days a week, essentially.
Yeah, 5 days a week. We're
And-
gonna do it for the month of January. We're not promising beyond that because that's a lot for us to undertake. But we've had some people, many people, that want to see beyond the weekly adventures. They want to see how we school, how we cook, how we maintain. The RV is a lot of maintenance. You know, it's not just as easy as pushing a button and the poop goes away.
Yep.
It's not just as easy as turning on the shower and you get a nice hot shower for as long as you want. So there's a lot of details in how we live and how we travel and how we work and how we do all this stuff from, 21.5 feet or just under 7 meters. And we're going to share that this month when we go 5 days a
And
week.
this is going to be, for me, a very big exercise in speed editing and in quality recording, too, because I find I
maintaining
record
the
way
artistic.
too much. Right. I mean, because some of these videos that we're looking to get out daily, it's going to be a very difficult
Oh,
time.
Carl, you're so sweet. Don't let the videos take over the fun. We love you the way you are. You are so
I know,
fun,
and,
so sweet.
we do appreciate that.
We do have a lot of fun all the days. So
But the problem is, I record just about everything.
He does, and there's things he really needs to be sharing that's super fun and
Right.
cool and awesome. And
here's my thought process behind it: is that if I can go ahead and I can learn how to effectively record and not sort of over-record, which is sort of a big issue of mine, and then learn how to sort of speed edit, which also is a big issue of mine because I fine-tune it way too much. I like to perfect it way too much. Then we can definitely go a long way to get there.
Jimmy says, I thought we were going to slow down. Where does the rest
my
come
gosh.
in? It does, Jimmy.
When we're dead.
No. So we're going to move slower in the traveling part. That's the plan. We are going to go slower. So right now we are in a location in Spain, and we're going to stay at this location for 3, possibly 4 weeks, which we have never done since we started 6 months ago.
Yep.
The longest we've stayed someplace is 9 days.
Yep.
So that's our version of slowing down, and that is tremendous. It relieves so much stress and pressure in everything. I can't even explain how much that alone frees up so much time for us as well as for our sanity.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of work going on, so we're going to do our best to get everything done. But, we're going to start now because it's a naturally good place to start because the kids have another week and a half until school starts up again.
Yeah,
So
we can get a jump on it.
So we can get a jump on it now. And
We're in warm weather.
We're in warm weather.
It's a new year, and we're turning over a new leaf on many different things as well as things within our business.
Yep.
Sarah says, I love your videos so much. I can't wait for your upcoming videos. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Very much. A lot of love and heart and soul goes into them, so we really appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. Sarah says it's actually a great thing. Oops, it cut off there. For you guys to explore more and have more free time. I agree. Thank you, Patrick. Happy New Year to you
Happy
guys,
New Year,
to you
Patrick.
as well.
Happy 2018 to everyone.
So
Yeah.
It's 2018.
Yep.
So that's the plan. I'd like to say we're going to stay 5 days a week from here on out. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We would have to hire someone to help Will with editing. And we're always up for that. If you know anyone, even as someone who's a student or who's living in grandma's basement, we're open to options, but there's no way that he'll be able to continue at that pace 5 days a week after January. At least I doubt it, without some sort of help, because we have a business we're running as well as
We'll see. Once we get a
schooling and all
taste
this
of it,
stuff. So we're gonna
once we get a taste of it, if we can maintain, we may do it.
So
I'm optimistic.
Kato Kelly says, any plans in the future to come back to the States? For visits,
Yes.
there's no plans to come back to, not right now, to live
full
it.
time. No, not to live.
Not to live, but for visits, for sure.
Right, right.
Yeah,
we do
for
have
sure.
family there, and
Yeah.
we do have, you know, occasional need to go back, and
Yeah.
and that is
Absolutely.
that may happen in our future.
One girl, one suitcase. Maria, what was the announcement? We are going 5 days a week with vlogging. That's the announcement. Woohoo!
Which includes, basically, it's like 4 vlogs and 1 live. So,
Let's just go. Family says daily is rough, but I'd love to see it. Yeah, I mean, when we say daily, it's 5 days a week. We can't do 7 days a week. And frankly, I mean, you know, even with 5 days a week, there's usually at least 2 days where we're working a 12, 14-hour day, guys. And it might be fun to see like the ins and outs of it, you know, once, maybe twice,
Yep.
but you don't want to watch that every week.
So,
for
Sarah, are we
know.
looking for an editor? We are open to the idea of an editor. We're not necessarily doing that just yet.
Yeah, yeah,
we want to nail.
We're exploring
the thought
of
behind
it.
that, and I think, you know, we had conversations on this before. Is that
Yeah.
we want to nail down our story first, as far as how we want dailies to look, and then if it continues to sort of steamroll and get good traction, then we may farm it out, the editing.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we know what we want the story to look like, and then
Yeah.
we can talk to saying, you know, setting up with someone saying, can you replicate this
Yeah.
process? If not, make it better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's a hard thing, is sort of giving up your
Yeah.
storytelling ability to someone else. And
Yeah.
you know, a lot of the storytelling is in the edit.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
that becomes a really just dangerous thing
We
to
could
give
just
up.
clone Will. Or make him nocturnal.
You think so?
And dayternal and all
Yes.
that. Is dayternal a word? I don't
I
know.
can drive and edit at the same time. That'd be amazing.
Carl wants to know where we are roughly. And we're south of Valencia. South of Valencia.
Yeah.
Does your family support this adventure? If not, how do you deal with it? Well, we don't really ask them. I mean, they come and they visit, and they don't, you
It's
know,
a great way to answer that question.
I mean, well, listen, they're not.
We don't seek their approval.
They're not openly opposed to this that
Right.
we know of. If they are, they haven't said anything to us. They come to visit. My mom might actually be on here right now. If she's on
Right.
here, or Will's mom's on here,
But
you guys can chime in.
Right. I mean, we know they
we-
love our children, and we know they love us, and so.
A very, very, very different life than how Will and I were raised. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that our family's opposed to it. We just don't ask their opinion on it. But they come to visit us, and they love our children, and they don't not support it. My mom is probably our biggest supporter in the sense
I
that
would agree with that. Way to go, Iris.
she's our biggest supporter. I can't even say it kind of is. She is.
Right.
She shares everything. She comments. She shares again. Sometimes she shares things 3 and 4 times.
She approaches people in the grocery store saying, subscribe to the channel.
She hands out our business card to people.
have like half our subscribers
we were
that
just
live in the town of Maine. or in the
and I
state
grew
of
up in Maine, and we were just in the local paper where I grew up, and she told everyone she got a copy of the paper, and she was so proud. And when I say my mom, it's not that my dad's not. He's just not on a computer or any social media.
Right.
He has like an old school flip phone. So
they still do exist, which is crazy.
Both of sets of our parents join our Facebook lives, you know, our Instagram. So my mom was on the Facebook live we just did, the YouTube live. I'm sorry, the Instagram live, and she may be on here. Will's mom was on Instagram live. And when I say we don't ask their opinion, I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just we love our families very much. And we respect that they love us unconditionally, no matter what our choices are. I am sure they don't approve of all of our choices, but we just don't. We don't believe that anyone has a vote on how we choose to live our life, unless we're doing harm to ourselves or to our children. And they're great grandparents, and they can see that our kids are. I'm not getting emotional. They can see that our kids are happy, and that's all grandparents want.
Wait, you guys happy?
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
They're down there listening to a book on
social
tape.
proof.
All right, so, but that was a great question. Let's just go, family. I don't know if you're dealing with that. So we have a class that we run, and I'll tell you guys about it in a little bit, because I know some of you are new here. That is a question that we consistently get. And that is a big obstacle for people. People have families that are vocally opposed. When we started out, We did have comments from extended family and friends. Most people were very positive and supportive, but we did get those comments that we're ruining our kids' life, that we're fulfilling our own dream and not worrying about them learning about social pop culture and joining sports teams. We got that we were ruining our careers. These were not all the time, but you know, we got about 5 or 6 bad ones here and there. We chose just to, you know, we're happy, and it is a big obstacle for many people, and many people have become estranged with their family because their family vocally opposes their choices. And we don't support stuff like that. We would never do it to our own children. And we would, if that was happening to us with our families, it would be a real issue. Luckily, it is not.
Right.
So
I mean,
if it's happening to any of you, I'm so sorry that's happening. If you go to our Worldtowning website and go to the blog, I've done several blog posts about it. I did one specifically to grandparents, not because it was happening to us, but because it has happened to so many people. You can share that. I think a lot of time, and I'm going to get off the soapbox in a minute, but a lot of the time family is unsupportive is because it comes from a place of love. And they're going to miss you, and fear. And those are their own fears that they're projecting onto you, and that should not affect the path that you're going to choose, because that's something they need to deal with, whether it's reading a book or going to therapy. They need to address their own fears and not push them onto you, you know. And the other thing is, they love you, they're going to miss you, they're going to miss the grandchildren, that kind of stuff. So you have to be understanding to that and consider it and explain your path. But if they're still being aggressive and not accepting it, you just got to make the decision that they don't get a vote, you know. All right, so anyway, off with that. Let's see.
So quick recap on the fire.
Hold on. A couple more. Hold on. I know, but
I've
I've got to get the ones before it.
Right.
Editing videos daily is tough. Hopefully, I'll start editing my stuff soon, says Ken. I know, it is tough. Sarah says, fun to watch, but hard to work on. But I think you guys will be able to do it amazingly as usual. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for the support. I missed most of the fire business. Any chance of a quick recap? Keep it brief because of other viewers. Yeah, Will, 30 seconds or less. Fire.
We had a drone that crashed, and the LiPo battery that we tried to salvage by putting in rice self-combusted just about while we were asleep, and so therefore we had, I guess, a chemical fire that was erupting in our car.
Yeah,
which almost
we're all
killed us.
Okay. There's really,
is that
there's
fast enough?
Yes, that was good.
Okay.
There's obviously some damage to the, Largo kicked his blankets off on it, the plastic container, the lithium battery. The floor just has a little bit of soot on it that I'm gonna need some material to clean it, but there's no damage otherwise, and we've almost
we were
got all
lucky
the
that was
smoke
in
smell
a
out.
very sort of heavily sealed plastic container, because I think that might have held onto it before it got.
And it was traumatic, and we are glad we're alive and grateful. Yep. Let's see. I'm originally from Maine, looking to open an RV park somewhere near Portland. Awesome idea. We love it.
Portland.
We love Portland.
And not Portland, Oregon, although
Will and I got
Portland,
married.
Maine is awesome.
Will and I got married in Saco and had a reception in Old Orchard Beach.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's just go family. That's a good strategy. We've been getting the cold shoulder ever since they discovered we were serious. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean,
it's tough, but at the end of the day,
if there's kids involved, that's where the real rub comes in.
Yeah, and they have 3 kids. So, here's the thing, and I'm going to say just one more thing, and then because I know everyone doesn't want to hear this. At the end of the day, when you look back on your life and you're 80, and I'm hoping you're going to live till 80, are you going to wish...
If not more.
Exactly. Are you going to wish that you let the family muscle you into a certain life? And now you have the regret of not doing this with your children, or vice versa, so you have to think about that. At 80, are you going to regret this? And if you are, you need to do it, know.
That's the joy of today being New Year's Day.
I think there's value in explaining to your family your big why. We talk about this a lot in our class. Why are you doing this? What is your why? And for us, our why is our kids. We want to show them the world through travel. Of course, we love travel, but we want to spend more time with them. And that's our big why. Find your big why and then share that with your family. If it's just from a place of love or fear, I can't guarantee, but most likely they will come around and they will understand. It may take some time. You may be needing to travel for a couple of years first before they truly understand, but they will come around. If they love you and they understand your why, and your why is powerful, then they will come around. And if they don't get a vote.
Right.
It's family, but at the end of the day, if they're going to love you with a condition and be difficult, then you have to go and follow your heart.
I mean, living safe is fine, but that's also kind of living in fear of sort of taking a risk.
Sarah says, I agree, but I'm not sure which part you say I agree to, because we've been talking here. Carl, my family are behind me. I'm building my camper van at the moment, ready for retirement on the road. Awesome. It's great to have full support of your family. I think I've written about that a lot on the blog as well. As traveling families, okay, we need.
Who knew that one question would sort of take up?
Well,
It's a big question.
We need the support of our family. It is not an easy road. It's hard. It's worth it, but it's hard. And
logistically too, we need the support of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I think it's really important. And when you don't have that support, it makes it difficult. You will survive, but it's important to have that support. And it's important for your family to realize, you know, you love them and you need them both, you know, and you want them in your life, you know, all of the above. So, let's see, Jimmy, I spent the first 5 years of my life traveling the world and growing up in the pit lane of MotoGP.
So cool.
Will, my father was racing. Special memories
so
even
amazing.
from that age.
You see,
oh,
and that's the thing.
Super cool.
We have friends who grew up with.
I love it.
We have friends that grew up traveling around Germany in a VW van, you know, and they're around our age now, and they say those are the best moments of their life. Even though at moments they said that, you know, that there were just so many tense moments that it was hard to sort of muscle it.
And now their children, they're spending a year in Paris with their kids.
Right.
I have, in all the forums I've been on, I have only seen literally under 5 people say that traveling as a child, whether it was for 6 months, 1 year, or their entire childhood, military brats, expats, diplomat children, wild artists, musicians, whatever, circus, whatever it may be, everyone says as an adult, it was worth it. So, I mean, you know,
we keep telling our kids that too.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, you'll like it one day.
Our kids are actually on board. I couldn't do it if they weren't. It really, I mean, Will's joking, but we could not do it if they weren't. But there are plenty of families out there that say, you know what, we're still doing it if they don't want to, because, you know, it will be worth it for them in the end. Anyway, so bye, Ken. Ken said he has to go. Excuse me, said he's going to give us a hard time if we don't go daily now.
I know.
Or 5 days a week. Excuse me. So anyway, so I think that's it. I'm going to just talk for just a couple of seconds about Worldtowning University, because sometimes our different platforms don't cross over from each other. We have Worldtowning University, which is 10 weeks of us going over all the logistics you need to know to become a travel person, couple, family.
Right, and we don't talk about this in our vlogs at all.
We don't talk about it enough.
Because it's not relevant to the vlog.
We are just piloted our first class, and now we're launching our second one. If you want information about it, go to the worldtowning.com website. Subscribing to the newsletter will come up, and then you'll get information when registration is open. Registration is open, I think, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
For 5 days, that's it.
Right.
As soon as we fill it up, we close it out.
We don't have a page to the university that is on the website. But that is coming.
Yeah.
But basically,
if you want more information about it, you can go to the Worldtowning Facebook page, and there's a link right there with our promotional video that will take you to a page it has testimonials from previous participants, and if you want to message and speak with them privately, I can hook that up. It has information about some guest speakers we have, and it gives a little bit of the layout of the format of the class.
And the reason why we haven't had to promote it too much is just because
we haven't needed to.
We haven't needed to. Word of mouth gets out, and we basically do it through other social media, you know, avenues, and we like to sort of keep the class to just people who are serious about traveling.
Yeah, we only take 12 people in a class, and if more than that sign up, then we'll open a second class. And it basically goes like this. You get information, all kinds of links and resources through a schooling platform, and then a 45-minute to an hour video talking about the topic of the week. And then the following week, we discuss that topic in a live class with all the other students. From time to time, we have guest speakers. You have us at your disposal. Anything you had difficulty with in the homework, yes, there is homework. It's all stuff to get you launched. So it's 10 weeks of housing, schooling, medical, technology, finances, visas, your why of doing this, emotions, stuff like dealing with family.
Basically, there's very little that we do not cover, if anything we do not cover.
And we keep week 10.
We keep week 10
as
for
a
you
wild
guys,
card, and we give you topics to vote on as a class of what you want to discuss that we haven't discussed. And our group this time wanted to discuss how to build community and the transition once you get to your new world town. So it's super engaging. It's a lot of work. Our goal is not to get passive income once a month for you for the next 2 years and never launch it. Our goal is to do this in 10 weeks and get you ready to launch. If you're not planning on going for 6 months, that's fine. You can do the 10 weeks now. Actually, I suggest doing it 6 months to a year in advance because there's a lot of work and a lot of stuff you have to work out. We talk about employment, how to transition your current job into remote. If you have a business, how to transition that into being location independent, you know, how to create a new stream of income, all that stuff. So
it's a really effective tool.
We want to get you launched. Okay. This is not, like I said, it's not passive income for us. We want to get you launched and get you out the door. Right. Because we want more people out here traveling. Yep. Anyway, so there'll be more information about it. But if you want to go to the website, you want to get on the mailing list. People on the mailing list are going to get first dibs at it to register. So anyway, that's my little plug for the class because we don't talk about it on our videos. So do you have anything else you want to add today before we let everyone go? I'm
just really excited to say. I'm excited to say Happy New Year, guys. I mean,
I know, and I'm happy we're alive.
We've been dark for like 2 weeks, and I'm glad that we had a chance to reconnect.
Because it's been a while. We miss you guys.
We kind of do.
Carl says there's a way to let people know you are live chatting. Do you use this? Maybe I missed it.
What's the question?
There's a way to let people know you're live chatting. Do you use this? Maybe I missed it, he said. It should have come up as a live chat.
I don't know. I mean, if you get notifications, then perhaps you do.
If you're subscribed and you get notifications, it should have let you know.
No, you don't automatically get notifications. So in the subscribe button, there's like next to it, there's a little alarm on it. You click the alarm button or the little bell button, and then you'll get notifications, and then you'll know. But essentially, I think YouTube knows. If you watch a lot of the videos, then it may sort of automatically tell you you're live. I'm not sure, but I don't know. They changed that algorithm so many times that I have no idea. So I think your best bet is basically to hit that alarm button, and you'll get notifications, and you'll be good.
And once we're going live consistently, you'll know the day, and we'll keep it the same.
We're gonna try and keep it consistent every week.
Yeah, when we did the Facebook lives, it was every Saturday at 6 p.m. CET. Yep. And I'd like to switch it to Fridays if that works for people, and we'll test it out. Just because often Saturdays we're out adventuring and we can't always get good Wi-Fi, and we do our best, but it sometimes is difficult.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that is it. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you for hanging out.
We really appreciate it.
It was great to have you here.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. I'm glad we're all alive, and
hopefully we'll be in a non-burnt RV next week.
Yeah.
Because that's our goal, to keep on trucking. All right, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.